So we're going to be streaming live on Instagram, on Keep6 Instagram, as well as on Facebook and
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, we're good. Okay. I think we're all set. Are we getting feedback?
Yes, we are. This may not work, unfortunately, because we're getting feedback.
So I have my headphones on, but I think we might be getting feedback.
Yeah, I think that we may have to scrap the Instagram, unfortunately. We were trying to go live. Welcome to the show, everyone. We were trying in the background, we were trying to go live on Instagram as well, but there is a huge feedback. So we're just going to have to forget.
Is that better?
A
little bit?
I'm hearing a huge echo.
Yeah, I think I mute my computer, but I think maybe on your side. You might have to mute one.
Okay, so
I muted my computer.
How's
Hi, everyone. This is better.
So, okay, perfect.
Yay, so we're making this work technology. So welcome, everybody. This is Natacha Pennycooke. I am here with Maxine Choy, and she's going to be interviewing me for The Healthy Entrepreneur.
Okay, that's great. Now, I'm here live in Facebook on the Business Takeout page. Welcome, everyone, to The Healthy Entrepreneur. If you can hear me, somebody let me know, because this feels weird because I can't hear anything at all. Natasha?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm hearing you on Instagram. I'm not hearing you on this platform.
Okay, so I'm wondering if that is going to work, because our Facebook followers may not be able to hear at all. Okay, so
we're gonna have to cut out the live on Instagram. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, everybody. What we'll do is we will figure out a way maybe to put the video, or at least put a link. All right, so everyone can see the interview. All right, so if you can, go on Facebook and follow Business Takeout so you can see the full interview. Okay, everybody? Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. We apologize for that little technology glitch there. We were actually trying to do Instagram Live as well, and it wasn't working out, so we apologize. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Maxine Choy, and we were going to start the Healthy Entrepreneur Show. As you know, the Healthy Entrepreneur Show is a site that we've created, a show we've created to gain insight on the health and wellness journey of entrepreneurs, along with our personal experiences about our journey through entrepreneurship and all the efforts that we put in to make and become successful in what we do. Some of the topics we try to talk about is ways in which to motivate each other in being an entrepreneur by improving our overall health and well-being, improving productivity, increasing longevity for your business, and also just to keep you inspired, because I know as an entrepreneur sometimes we can get discouraged, right? So today's show is a little different. First of all, it's on a Monday, because usually it's on a Tuesday, but this one is a special one because we wanted to speak to my lovely host, Natacha Pennycooke, who is a registered psychotherapist.
Psychotherapist.
Right, yes. So we have Natasha on here because we're going to talk about something that's extremely important. It's an event that's coming up. And Natasha, I'm actually going to give you the show. I'm going to give you the floor, but I do have some questions to ask you.
Yeah.
And so I'll just let people know what's happening. So you're volunteering with Keep6 organization, who is a company that helps with men, women, and youth in the criminal justice system who has been impacted with mental health. And I don't know a lot about that whole industry, or even just like what's happening in that system. So I would love to hear what you have to say about what's happening. And first of all, tell us about yourself so the audience knows who you are.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is great to be here this evening. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I am Natacha Pennycooke, as Maxine mentioned. I am a registered psychotherapist. I help men and women who are struggling with trauma, anxiety, depression, who are having a hard time, who have some self-doubt, who are really struggling in terms of finding their way, trying to heal and thrive. So that's what I do. And I do all that um, through speaking engagements, through clinical consultation, and through individual therapy. So, with Keep Six is an organization, a community nonprofit organization who works with those who have been impacted by the criminal justice system. So, women, men, and youth who've been impacted by the criminal justice system. And what that actually means is that yes, we work with those who are impacted directly where they're incarcerated, but we also help those within the community who may have a propensity to become criminally involved.
Mm.
So Keep Six very much works to try to be the prevention instead of the cure, right? Being able to provide community outreach and community services and access to jobs and employment, and just trying to really be that pillar within the community to connect the community.
Okay, that's great. And this organization, when was it started? When did it start?
Um, Keep Six was founded by the founder, who's Richard Miller, and
Oh,
I believe Keep Six, I might be wrong, maybe about 2, 3 years ago.
okay, okay.
Maybe about 2017, 2018, in that time frame. So, in this time, Richard has been able to gather a team, amazing team of individuals who all volunteer their time,
Okay.
right? All volunteer their time to be able to give back,
Mm-hmm.
able to give back to the community, to
Amazing,
be able
amazing.
to serve. And there's people on the panel, and myself as psychotherapist, we have university professors, we have lawyers, we have trades individuals, we have students, we have a whole range of individuals who have decided to come together and join the Keep Six family, as we say, to be
Mhm.
able to give back.
Nice, very, very nice. Well, I mean, I was reading up a little bit about what's happening coming up in November, and I wanted to just ask you a few questions as to,
Yeah.
how this is going to unfold and what your involvement is and how people can learn more about this program and this initiative, of course. So,
Yes.
my first question to you, Natasha, is what attracted you as a psychotherapist to Keep Six, and how did you become involved with it?
So it's interesting because I came involved with Keep Six completely by fluke. This was completely by fluke.
Really?
Yes, I didn't know about Keep Six. It was just one day I was on my phone and I was thinking, you know what, I can do more. I want to be able to do more to help the community, especially in terms of mental health, right? Because
Sure. Yeah,
unfortunately with mental health, there's still so much stigma
absolutely.
surrounding mental health.
Mhm,
And I wanted to be able to figure out how I could lend my expertise
mhm,
to be able to reach the community. And literally, as I thought that, I
mhm.
was looking through my phone and something popped up.
You manifested it,
I
girl.
manifested it into existence. And something popped up saying, Keep Six looking for speakers.
Oh,
Looking for speakers, and they were actually looking for speakers for the empowerment to impact
oh,
the justice system, empowerment to unlock the justice system. So I looked through like their mandate and mission statement and their website. I'm like, oh, I love this. That their idea was very much to be able to provide within the community. So I
right.
contacted Richard. We had a conversation. He told me that the empowerment to unlock the justice system was coming up. And I said, you know what? I would love to be one of the speakers on a panel and to educate the crowd on what mental health is,
Mhm,
on what trauma is, what depression is, and what anxiety is. Because
mhm.
anxiety and depression are
Yeah,
the top two mental health disorders that a lot of individuals struggle with.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's it.
Especially now.
Yes,
Especially
especially
now.
with COVID. I
Oh,
mean, it's the numbers were 1 in 5 individuals in Canada who will struggle with a mental health disorder. Now,
oh,
since the advent of COVID, it's 1 in 4.
that's crazy. It's
Right?
crazy, and it's
Yes,
everywhere, and it's
it
and even it's
is.
even from it's not just adults, it's
No.
children,
Children, yes,
right?
missing their friends, not being able
Mhm.
to
Yeah,
socialize, right?
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yes, so I went out to an empowerment to unlock the justice system.
Mhm.
I spoke on the panel about mental health, and I was just thinking that would be that, right?
That's
That
good.
it was kind of be like that one-off something that I do. And then Richard contacted me to invite me to like a board meeting and to meet other people. And I said, you know what, it's a really great community of people who are coming together to really serve the community. So I decided to stick around and yeah.
And here you are. So now you're involved in this this program coming up, and we're going to
Yes.
talk about it. We're going to talk about what it's about.
Yes.
So, like my next question really is, what is Keep Six, and how does Keep Six support the community? And I think we touched on that a little bit already, right?
Yeah, and I think some other ways that I haven't mentioned as yet, like last Christmas, Keep Six had a Christmas community dinner where I think there was almost 200 individuals, so families
Oh, really?
were at a downtown restaurant who got to come in and sit, and all of us volunteers, we were serving the community supper. So we had a
Nice.
Christmas dinner, we had DJs, it was so much fun. The children were all dancing, people were laughing, having fun. It was so much fun. So Keep Six helps in so many different ways, right? Keep Six also does trade schools where individuals can learn about the trades, where they
Wow.
can become involved with the union, so they're able to get the training, um, being able to get the training that they need to be able to join a union. So there's so many different community initiatives that Keep
Right.
Six is involved with.
That's amazing. And just while people might be curious about Keep Six, it's KEEP and the number six,
Number six,
IX.
IX, exactly. .org if you're looking
So
for
maybe
the
we can
website.
have that show up on the screen with the producer. If she can put that on the screen, that would be great, so that people can start to look for Keep Six. Um, that's amazing. I love the fact that there's an organization that's passionate about this. There's a lot of organizations out there who have the several passions regarding mental health and the community. So this is amazing, and I'm actually really excited to see that online program.
Yeah.
It's on November 19th. We just make
So
sure, so can you tell us a little bit about that event?
yeah, sure. So on November 19th, on Thursday coming up this week, we are having another empowerment to unlock the justice system. So it's virtual, right? Because of COVID, everything's virtual. So we're
Yeah.
having a virtual panel. And this panel, I'm going to be the host and moderator, and we're going to be talking about mental health. So really about mental health and how to increase mental health supports in the community. And we have a powerhouse panel set up where individuals are going to be talking about their stories and their experiences with the criminal justice system,
Mhm.
how they have been personally impacted by mental health and mental wellness, whether trauma, anxiety, depression, and whatnot. And also, what we're going to have is individuals who work within a community. So we have a social worker who works at CAMH who's going to be speaking with us. We
Mhm.
have another individual who is actually working on a mobile crisis response, where instead of the police being called for mental health crisis, where that can be filtered through the community.
Right.
Right? We have a youth shelter worker who's going to be talking about his experience. So we do have a really, really full panel of different individuals who have been personally impacted or
Mhm.
professionally impacted by mental health through the criminal justice system.
Wow. I'm when you said something, you said they're going to have somebody who will take the place of the police when they're called in a
Yes,
mental health situation,
yes,
and
yes,
it brings me back to that in the summertime when that police call to that apartment where the girl
yes. It
ended up
was
on,
Regis Pockets.
right. And
Yes.
you have to wonder, are these police officers, especially now, right,
Yep.
especially with what's going on now, are they really equipped for this, for handling mental health at this particular time? Maybe they do have the experience, right, and the know-how, because that's what they're trained for, but it's different now. Mental health is different now, and if people are afraid of police officers, or not sure, or don't feel supported, they may need somebody else who in the community who understands what they're feeling.
Right, right, exactly. And I think it goes beyond, right? Because we're talking about mental health training within the community and having the justice system equipped to go into the community. Because let's face it, mostly any call that the
Mhm.
police are getting, they're going into the community, into a community,
Yes,
right? So if you have someone who is fearful of their family member needing help, we've all been taught to call 911.
always.
Always, right?
Mhm.
We're always taught to call 911. So whenever someone is in crisis, and the thing is, those who are not trained in mental health and mental wellness and mental health disorders may not understand what a mental health crisis looks like.
Exactly. They just
All
want
people may, yeah,
they just go through the steps, and it's fine, they know it, but
right. Yes.
sometimes you just need the community to get involved.
Exactly. So then you have individuals, and it's not all police officers, but you have some that do go out and don't fully understand mental health and also don't understand the communities in which they're going into, right? This is
Yeah.
where you have a lot of the anti-racism, whether
Mhm.
anti-Black racism or anti-Indigenous racism. You have
Right.
individuals going into the communities that they may not fully understand, and we don't know what biases are coming up, which is really impacting their ability to actually serve and to help.
Right, right. You're so, so right. Oh my God, this is amazing. So I wanted to ask you, who's going to be on the panel? Is there a flyer that we could show?
Yes.
Um,
I don't know if you guys, I know, well, the flyers are up on all Keep Sick social media,
yes.
so Instagram and Facebook,
Mhm.
um, LinkedIn as well. But
Mhm.
I'm just going to pull up the flyer now so I could tell you.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
That's
So we have, I'm just with my two screens here. All right. So we're going to have Asante Houghton. So he is a social worker, a mental health advocate. We have Kevin Haynes. He's a social worker out of CAMH. We have Roberto Fernandez, who is going to share about his story with incarceration. And he is also a Canadian known rap artist and R&B artist. We have Latoya Rodney, also known as Latoya James, who is also a Canadian, Toronto-born out of Jane and Finch community. Rap artist, and she's going to be talking about her experiences with incarceration. We have Richard Atkinson, who will speak about his gang involvement and now how he works with youth and children to
Mhm.
really also runs a podcast. We also have Jason, who his other name goes by Zappa Zap, and he's a historian as well as a youth shelter worker.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. That's
Have a
really
wide
good panel.
range. Yes, it's a full panel. Everyone who's coming in, there you go. The flyer's right
Yep.
there, right? So right
Yep.
there.
Oh, there. There they are.
Right?
Thank you.
So seeing the flyer floating around, it's going to be a really, really dynamic panel. One thing that I've recognized, because I did run and host in September a panel on mental health, and believe it or not, we've had over 2,000 views just on our Facebook page
Oh,
alone,
wow.
right? So people are really wanting to hear these stories.
Absolutely. Mental health is a huge
Yes.
thing now, and it's important that people know where the resources are, know where they can connect and find support, because it's becoming very, very alarmingly concerning, because it's just, yeah.
And there's been too many cases
Too
of
many.
individuals within our community, the Black community, Indigenous community, who's reaching out for help
Mhm.
and wondering, is the help going to come, or is the help going to come
Mhm.
and it means the loss of a life,
Right.
right? So this is one of the reasons why we really wanted to do this panel on increasing community mental health supports,
That's
right?
what I was going to ask you now. So,
Yeah.
um, why is having a mental health service available in the community important?
It's so important. As you know, everything that I've been speaking about, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You and I and others watching, we all live in different communities
Right.
throughout, whether it is throughout the Toronto area, the greater Toronto area, or the world. We all live in different communities. We have to start thinking in each community,
Right.
there's usually hospitals and
Mm-hmm.
nurses and doctors,
Right.
right? Where, God forbid, something happens, you can go and get your leg fixed or x-rayed or
Yeah.
things like that. We have to start thinking the same way for mental health,
Yes, we
right?
do. Yes,
Because
we do.
health is health.
Mm-hmm.
The same way you would hurt your leg, sprain your leg, have a severe headache, you go to the doctor. You have to start thinking that anxiety, stress, depression,
Mm-hmm.
trauma symptoms are also reasons to go seek help. So within the
Absolutely.
communities, mental health services need to be set up where they're accessible
Oh,
for
yes.
individuals to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We can't have mental health workers and advocates only in one specific location. We really have to start thinking about it from a community aspect where you have these whether and think of and it's not only what I'm saying is um access to like therapists and things like that, but also groups and workshops and
Mm-hmm.
teen youth empowerment classes and things like that, because these are all things that help to boost a
Absolutely.
person's mental health and mental
Exactly.
wellness. If you can start small and work your way up, you get the children and the youth and the young adults and the new parents and those going through whatever it is, right? Children going through divorce or breakups and whatever, then you start to get people where they're at. And I think that's the
Mm.
most important thing with having community mental health accessible within a community, reaching people
Yes.
where they are at.
Exactly. I mean, I'm wondering, how has it changed? I mean, you've been with Keep Six for how long now?
Maybe about a year and a
A
bit.
year.
Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe about a year and a half.
Right. So now that we've got this lockdown and this social distancing, how is that working out in terms of community access and
Mhm.
getting involved?
Well, when the lockdown happened in March, April, we with every other organization and professional out there, and especially with
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, right, having to pivot. That's the word that
Yeah.
was going around, right? Having to pivot and shift
Huge
and
word.
all of that. So Keep Six definitely had to do the same thing. So what we started was an Instagram show that airs on
Oh,
Wednesdays on Instagram, and
okay.
it's called Connect the Six.
Oh,
So
okay.
what we have been doing with that, and myself and Rachel, we've been hosting. So what we've been doing with that is finding ways to still connect the community, right?
Mm,
And we say connecting the community one interview at a time.
nice.
So we have the ability to reach people where they're at and let the community know of all the different services that are out there. Because there
Right.
are services out there, but if we don't know about them, then how can we access them?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So
Sure.
with Connect the Six on our Instagram Live, we're doing that. We're trying to connect the community. So we're taking opportunities to interview people who are doing phenomenal things throughout the city and throughout the country and
Mhm.
throughout globally, right? We've had guests from Calgary, from Montreal, from Ottawa, from New York, and
Oh,
as well as within the GTA, right?
that's
But really
amazing.
figuring out how can we even through COVID, how can we still be able to reach people where they're at and let
Right.
people know that there are different services? And it's not only been mental health, but it's been right. Someone's come on speaking about how he is gathering black books for individuals who are incarcerated. So he
Oh,
came on and was telling about people all the drop off points. We all have books lying around,
oh, for sure.
right? So people being able, the books that you're not using, gather those books and being able
Mhm.
to donate them to individuals who do not have access to black
Right.
books. Right?
Right.
We've had
Right.
individuals come on and talk about being the first Black Canadian man to do a YouTube show for children.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
We've had
Nice.
individuals talking about an organization out of Hamilton to really boost young women's self-esteem and self-efficacy. We've had a whole range of individuals who
Mhm.
are coming on who all speak about how they have been impacted by the
Right.
criminal justice system. And again, it's all different people, all different walks of life, but also what the things that are doing now within our community.
Right. And
So
where is this Connect the Six
well,
show
Connect the Six is on every Wednesday
on
at
your page?
7 p.m.
Okay.
on the there you go, on our Instagram, on the Keep Six
Okay.
Instagram page.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So everybody can make note of that. They can go on that. If they know anybody who may need this kind of support or
Yes,
encouragement,
yes.
that's
Or if there's
wonderful.
anyone out there as well who
Yeah.
wants to be on the platform, right? Definitely reach out to Keep Six, send us a DM. Myself, Rachel, Montana, other people who work within Keep Six will gladly answer your messages, and
Mhm.
we will connect.
Awesome. This is great. It's always so good to hear what's happening behind the scenes in community, right? Because
Yes, yes,
I mean,
yes,
there's just so much, and there's so much people who want to give, and you're
yes.
one of them, right? And I'm sure Keep Six appreciates you for doing this as well. You know, just bigging them up, right? I think it's important.
Yeah,
Definitely
it
talk
is.
about community.
Yes,
um,
exactly. It's so important. It's so important,
Very
right?
important. I know quite a few people who do have a mental health issues, or even know people who have been impacted by that.
Mhm.
And I know that Keep Six puts some of their focus on people who have been in the justice system, maybe have come out of the justice system and trying to navigate their way through into
Yes,
the community and become more, I guess, functionable and accepted,
yes,
right? So
yes, yes.
definitely, it's a great platform for everyone to check out to see what Keep Six can do for them or even for somebody they love. Because in these times, we really, really need to be a community-based, focused type of organization in every possible way. Like even as a psychotherapist yourself, and I'm a health and nutrition coach,
Mm,
and everybody else who are entrepreneurs, we
yep,
all have to somehow think about our community,
yeah,
right? Because a lot of people, even professionals,
yep.
even people who are entrepreneurs,
Mm,
we also need that. We also are
we
going through our
do,
own mental health issues,
we
and we're also
do, we
struggling,
do.
right? So
Oh, for sure.
it's not necessarily for the criminal justice system. Because, like you said, it's for anybody,
It's
right?
for everyone. And think about it,
Yeah,
like being able to understand our own mental health
yeah.
gives us so much freedom.
Oh, yeah. It does. It
It
does.
gives us so much freedom. So
And
the thing with Keep Six that I do like is being able to one reach people where they're at, but also being able to educate.
yes, very
It's
important.
yeah, it's very important. So as an entrepreneur and being able to volunteer some of my time with Keep Six, it's so important to do that education because the change is going to be at the community level.
Absolutely, it
That's
will
where it's
be.
going to be. And that's
Absolutely.
what we want to do is make that change at the community level. I do want to actually mention one more thing that Keep Six
Sure.
has a program called um, Gangs for Tuition. So definitely go to our website to check that out. It's a new program that's out, and the whole idea is being able to connect individuals with education within the trades.
Oh, so what is it called
So,
again?
so it's called Gangs for Tuition. I'm just double checking.
Oh, gangs, as in
Yes.
gangs for tuition. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So you can definitely go on. If you go on our Keep Six website,
Mhm,
you go into programs and it's there. You'll see gangs for the number four and
mhm.
tuition, and then there's a whole breakdown of the program.
Oh, good. Okay, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will help somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
okay, so I have a question. How has the criminal justice system created mental health issues for folks for the community?
Yeah. That's such a great question.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the individuals, and you'll see this on the panel on Thursday,
Okay.
individuals are going to be talking about their experiences within the criminal justice system. So, unfortunately, some people's um, first experience with mental health supports
Mm,
have been through the criminal justice system.
yes.
And the thing is, the criminal justice system can cause a mental health issue to occur, or it can exacerbate a mental health issue that's already there because of the trauma, the isolation, the unknown, the fear, the being away from family, from friends, right?
Mhm,
There's so much that goes on. And also the um the racial trauma that can go through also
mhm.
within a justice system
Very
because
much
we
so.
know systemic racism is alive and rampant.
Oh, w and we won't get into that one right now.
I know. That's another conversation.
That's another conversation
It's
right now.
another
I know.
conversation.
That's
So
it.
when you ask that question, the criminal justice system, in my opinion,
Mhm.
is not set up to take care of individuals' mental health.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it's
That's,
not.
and I have to say I agree with you to some extent, right? Because like I
Mhm.
said, I don't know everything, but
Right, right. And same thing. I don't know everything, but what I have seen and what I have heard on with individuals I've spoken with, you can go back and check out the last panel on mental health, which was in September. It's on our Keep Six YouTube page. Come to our panel on Thursday and hear people's experiences.
yes.
I've heard stories of people saying that they needed help within the criminal justice system, and the programs were either available or not geared towards individuals,
Right.
not being able to find the supports that they need, not being able to be connected to supports. So, in my opinion, it's not set up to take care of someone's mental health.
At least not effectively, at least.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Right. In order for there to be effective programming and treatment and mental health treatment, there really needs to be a whole systemic shift
Mm.
with
Yes.
adequate training, mental
Yes.
health training, and
Yes.
adequate anti-Black racism, anti-Indigenous racism training.
Oh. Oh boy. I think you need to start another organization.
And this is one of the things that I do within my own private practice, right? That I do provide anti-Black racism training. I do provide individual one-on-one therapy. I do provide clinical consultation to
Okay.
other therapists, other psychotherapists, social workers who are working within communities that they may not have all of the the knowledge and the
Knowledge
systemic,
and
right? Yeah, the
eloquence.
knowledge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's
So
so
this
true
is
because
also
it's
something that I
I
do
think
within my.
mental health is so individualized. I think that just like everything else, everybody's so individual and each one is different. The intensity of it, the impact is just a little different
Yes.
from one person to the other. Wow, this is a lot. And like I said, I gave you this show to just take it on because when we were going to talk to you, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that this was happening. This Keep Six was going on. But we're like 7:33, but that's okay. I have one more question before we go because we could talk forever.
Yes.
Um, okay, so my last question is, and it's a long one, so
Okay.
maybe I'll split it up in a few pieces. What do you think is important for the government to implement in terms of greater mental health access for Black, Indigenous people of color and the community as a whole?
Okay. So you know what? I think I just answered that in our last little bit, right? For me, what I really think that needs to be, there needs to be mental health access in the community, within
Yeah.
each community. There has to be the individuals that are within the community providing the mental health care needs to be properly trained for the individuals whom that community serves.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you are working within a community that has primarily individuals of Caribbean descent,
Right.
understanding the culture,
Right. The
right?
culture, very, very important.
Understanding the culture
It's
to be
so
able
important, the
to
culture, because we're all
guide.
so different.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Mm.
If you are in a community where it's primarily individuals of indigenous descent, right? Individuals who are indigenous,
Right.
understanding the culture, understanding the language, understanding how maybe your own ingrained biases are going to hinder you from understanding that individual.
Absolutely. It's all about individuality because
Yes, yes,
culture is so different now. A lot of people, they sacrifice
right,
a lot of their lives, or
yes,
they go through an immense amount of shame and guilt
yes.
and pride and all kinds of things. We can get into like the abuse,
Oh
everything.
yeah.
Right? So
Yes, yes. Yeah.
it's definitely a much needed resource that we need to really come together as a community. So I want to just thank you so much for coming on here. Just tell us about this program. I do wish you the best of luck with this entire initiative. I see that I can almost imagine that this is just going to get bigger and bigger as you get into the whole community and mental health. And it's, I mean, with this lockdown coming, it's probably going to get a lot worse, unfortunately, to say that. But
Yeah.
let's hope that we can come together as a community and hope that people who are watching can come together as well. Figure out maybe they can volunteer, spread this, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. If anyone's looking to volunteer, honestly, it's a great organization to volunteer with. People are so so appreciative and so nice, and it's a great organization to work with. There's so many different arms of Keep Six. That is
Mm,
what I have
yes.
learned over my time working with Keep Six. There's so many different divisions of Keep Six. So definitely everyone, please join me and the rest of the panel on Thursday. So it's Thursday the 19th
Hmm.
at 7 p.m. We're going
Yeah.
to be streaming live on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube page. Definitely
Mhm.
go to our YouTube page to subscribe so you get those notifications. We are going to be live on Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Awesome. Great. So thank you so much, Natacha. And as
Mm,
I mean, people can can reach out to you on Instagram or Facebook or
yeah.
Twitter as well under your
Yes.
name.
Yeah, so you can find Keep Six on Instagram or on other social media, right? Keep Six org. You can find myself, Natacha Pennycooke Therapy, also on social media.
Awesome. Okay, Natasha, with that said, we've come to the end. I thank you again. And thank you to the audience as well. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight on the Healthy Entrepreneur Show. And we're going to resume next Tuesday as we normally will. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Have yourself a good night. And good night, Natasha.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.